What's up everybody? Welcome back or to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at a small issue that my wife is having on her 2018 Ram Cummins here right behind me. So the issue is she got in the truck the other day and the temperature on the dash was reading -40. So obviously it was not -40 out, and we keep seeing this really odd negative temperature range. So doing a little research online, it looks like it could be a small issue with the ambient temp sensor for the truck that actually reads the outdoor temperature. Now the location of this temperature sensor is in different locations for different years. I believe the one that I have here on this truck is actually in the driver's side mirror, and we'll go take a look at it here in a second. But before we do, let's jump inside and I'll show you what it shows on the dash, just in case you're experiencing something like this yourself. Let's hop in. Okay, so as you can see here, the truck's still pretty dirty. These tires here stick out past the fenders just about an inch or so, so it definitely blows a lot of mud all over the side of the truck. So this truck gets dirty quick. But let's hop in and take a close look. All right, let me see if I can turn the wheel here. Now I'll show you what we're seeing. As you can see right here, it's reading -33. Sometimes it's -40, but a lot of times it says -33. I'm not too worried about the tire pressure because I don't like to put 80 in the back tires unless I'm towing. So when I'm not towing, I try to keep them all relatively equal. And this check engine light came on right when this started going negative like that. So if you're reading a -33 or a -40 or something that looks really, really odd right there, it could just be your ambient temp sensor. So let's take a close look at what that temperature sensor looks like. If you come over here, on some trucks, it might be up under the hood. It could be in a couple different places, but on this truck here, it's actually located right there, okay? And the best way to get to that is just take like a little tool, something you can kind of get in there and pry that with. There's a little pinch clip right here. Let's see if I can get that down. There we go. So all it is this little pinch clip right there, and then it pops out. So that's really what the ambient temp sensor is. So what I'm gonna do is disconnect it. I'm gonna take it inside, wash it off, clean it up a little bit, reconnect it, and see if it's just dirty. Because sometimes if you get some mud and crud and some road debris that's really just gunking this sensor up, it might just be that. It might just be a dirty temp sensor, or the temperature sensor could be bad, which you can buy these temperature sensor replacements for usually around, say, $15 online. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this first and see if this works. If not, I'm gonna have to order one and then just replace it. So let me go ahead and take this off. So to disconnect it, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna go ahead here and twist it, pop it off. Okay, that takes care of this cap right here. It just twists and pops off. And then, let's see here, if we can just pinch this. There we go. So all you gotta do is pinch that little pinch clip on the top, and then the whole temperature sensor pops off. Now this one here, actually that's probably why it's broke. So if we take a closer look, let's move inside because it's starting to rain a little bit here. Let me see if I can push this back up in there for now. Okay, so as you can see here, I just brought it inside and I looked and the whole tip is pretty much breaking off. So that's probably why the temperature sensor here is not reading correctly, because it's pretty much just dry rotted and broke. So what I'm gonna have to do is go ahead and order a new temperature sensor. I could always call my local dealer, but it's just a lot easier to order them online. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I would say first, before you buy one, make sure it's clean. See if you could take this temperature sensor out and clean it off, wipe it off, make sure it has a good connection. Just really do a little thorough maintenance job on it. If it still doesn't work, you're probably gonna need to replace this. It's very simple and easy. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take the sensor out of my truck to put it in her truck, since it should be the same thing. Sorry for the rain, I'm trying to do this during a rainstorm here. There we go. Let me take this one out. Okay. All right, let's come back over here. Pop this one in. Okay, take that one out. There's that harness. Sorry, here, I'm just trying to dig my finger up in here and grab this harness. All right, let's put this back in. So all I'm doing now is plugging in my temperature sensor from my truck into this harness here on my wife's truck, and we're primarily just going to test it out to see, does this fix the issue? Okay, lock it in. Let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and check inside. Get out of the rain for a second. Okay, let's go ahead and start the truck up and see if anything different happens. Still reading negative 33. Might have to give it some time and see if anything changes, because sometimes it might take a little time for that to happen. I could always disconnect the battery and then reconnect the battery. Sometimes that resets these types of things, but with it being pouring down rain, I'm going to try not to do that. Put my seatbelt on. Let's just go ahead and take this for a quick spin down the street. Give it a second to see if that temperature sensor picks up anything different, because it was working fine in my truck. So let's see if this is the issue here. And again, I might just have to disconnect the battery to kind of reset everything and then hook it back up and see if that works. So if that's the case, I might just have to pull the truck in the garage, disconnect the positive terminal from both batteries, wait a minute or so, reconnect everything and see if it works. But before I do that, let's just try to take a quick little ride down the street and just see if anything resets on its own. Man, this rain is killing me. All we've been getting out here in Western Pennsylvania is cold weather, snow, ice, slush, and rain. I don't think we've seen that many nice sunny days much at all this year. Maybe one or two here and there, but for the most part, it's just been miserable. That's why it's been hard to film any kind of videos for a lot of you guys, just because it's been so cold and rainy and miserable outside. I'm kind of limited on what I can do. There we go. So look, it's already picking up. So the temperature's picking up. So at least the temperature sensor is working now, because as you can see here, we were at negative 33, and then after about a minute or two, it started picking up the actual temperature outside, so it keeps rising. So that's good. Now the check engine light, I assume that'll go out on its own. I might just have to pull the terminals on the battery to see if that'll reset everything, or I'll just have to get one of those OBD2 readers, connect it, and clear the codes at that point, because that check engine light came on right when that temperature sensor stopped working. So I'm assuming that's what it was from. But as you can see here, we're back up to holding steady in the mid 30s, which is probably right where we are in terms of the temperature outside. So that right there just tells me that the negative 40 and negative 33 that we had was a temperature sensor issue, and the check engine light should go out on its own. But again, if this check engine light doesn't go off in the next day or so, I'm probably just gonna have to disconnect the terminals on both batteries, wait a minute or two, and then reconnect the terminals, and that should reset that. And if that doesn't happen to work, I'll just have to hook up a code clearer and clear the code at that point. But I just wanted to show you guys that if you start to see a crazy negative number like negative 40, negative 30, whatever the case is, or it could be a really high positive number like positive 60 when it's 30 out. If you get some kind of weird temperature reading up here in your gauge, it's probably your ambient temp sensor, and it's a very easy fix. But luckily I had my truck over here. I was able to pull the temperature sensor out of that, put it in this truck, and confirm that that was the issue. So now that we got that fixed, I'll just go ahead and order a new one, and then I'll replace the one in my truck and go from there. Okay everybody, so there you go. Sorry I'm soaking wet here, but I wanted to show you that if you happen to see this issue on your dash with your temperature reading a very negative low number or a very positive high number, it's probably your ambient temp sensor. It's a very easy, simple fix to fix. Just look it up online, find out where yours is located. But the first thing you should do is check the connection, make sure everything's connected right, make sure it's not dirty and covered with mud and crud and stuff like that that could be affecting your temperature reading. But if it happens to be broken like mine was, it actually was physically broken, you could just go ahead and order one of those online. It's a very simple, quick and easy plug and play fix, and you'll be good to go. So that's it for today's video. I hope it helps some of you out. So do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And also subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it for today's quick video. I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, see you in the next video.